everyone, it is Eleni here, along with Rocky, of course, and we are here to do the Dark Days mid-year exam on Stranger Things. So I am going to address each question, and I will answer each one to the best of my ability, and we'll go from there. Okay, so the first one, and before I start, I would like to apologize for my out-of-breathness. I am still a little sick, so bear with me. So, first question is, would you argue that Stranger Things is a dystopian text or a gothic text? So, before we even started Stranger Things, I knew little to nothing about it. The most I knew was that it was a Netflix original and that the main characters were kids. So, I didn't know a lot going into this, and I immediately thought it would be a dystopian text. I was like, it has to be, it just seems like it would be it. It has to be. I don't know, I just thought that was what my inkling, my thoughts were, and so I went on, and then when we started watching it, I was like, this has dystopian elements, but more gothic elements in it. So, I am arguing that it is a gothic text than a dystopian text, and that's not putting down dystopian. I do believe that there are some dystopian elements, but the gothic ones are much more prominent throughout this whole show. So, I am going to answer each quintessential question of the gothic text, and we'll go from there. Okay, perfect. So, the first one. What does the narrative suggest about the nature of the human mind? Now, this one I kind of went into the ballpark with, left field sort of thing, and I said it shows you how strong a human can be for who they love and what they want to succeed. Joyce, the mother of Will, had all these hurdles of her son being dead, believing that her son's being dead. You know, the body, the you're going crazy, Joyce, get it together, stop, he's dead. But she kept persevering because she knew in her heart that he was alive. And I think this show just shows what a person can do when they truly love someone. What are you doing? What a person can do when they truly love someone. They can go to the ends of the earth, or in this terms, the upside down. And I think that is truly amazing. And I think this show shows the perseverance for another person when they truly love that person that's in danger or lost, etc. So, I did kind of go to left field with that, but that's what I got from this show. I got love can conquer any bounds. Love can do whatever you want. It can get groups of people together to find one person. So that's what I thought about the nature of the human mind, that it truly is unstoppable when you put your full heart into it. So the second question, in what ways are spaces and structures employed in the text? So one thing I started with was the small town of Hawkins. So it is kind of mysterious. It looks all normal on the outside. Like if you open it up, you're like, oh, small town, movie kind of ready, you know, seems like anything could happen, you know, sweet, cute, quaint. But once you actually get into it, you have that mysterious feel and that more to it than what meets the eye. And it is kind of secluded. You know, the closest thing that is to it is the Power and Light company that actually does all these things to kids that we're not going to touch on right now. So, another thing I do want to touch on, so Gothic Elements has this whole thing with, let me see if I can find it, sorry. Houses and castles as a metaphor for the mind. So one thing I did touch upon was the upside down. So this holds everything of Hawkins, but in a darker, stranger, more horrible way. It's a place where it's difficult to navigate, you know. It is the same as Hawkins, but it holds a feel of danger to it. And it's it holds all the things that could possibly be bad, that are bad, sort of thing. So, I think it kind of conveys that everything has the potential to be dark, and the upside down kind of serves as a purpose to warn those that everything has the possibility to be dark and held as danger, but not. So another thing is, like, well, 11 was in her, I don't really know what it was, but like her mind, but in another place. That was difficult to navigate, so it was another space and structure that we went through. So, I mean, the spaces and structures throughout this whole thing are really, they hold so much metaphors through them, because you could dig into them and just keep digging. You know, the upside down holds so much information that we don't really know, but I think it conveys what the true world could be, in my opinion. So, that's pretty much what I think it conveys. And the next quintessential question, is how might elements of text be used as a means of assembling social issues? So, one thing with this show is a character, Barb. She had about, I think I looked it up, 25 lines. But everybody loved her. And you may be wondering why, why 25 lines? She didn't really have that great of an impact. She was just there to kind of bring Nancy down a peg, and be like, oh, that kind of character. But I think we sympathize with Barb because she has the true kind of horrible high school experience. Not everybody loves high school. And I think one thing that this whole show brings about as a social issue is bullying. And this may be a reach, but this is what I think of it as. Barb had a good life, but, she didn't exactly fit in. And I think that kind of made us sympathize with her because, in high school, you always feel like you don't fit in. So I think that's one thing. And then another kind of bullying aspect to it was the boys. The bullies, I don't remember their names exactly, but it's being able to come together and kind of go against the evil in high school or middle school. And, it's amazing what people, when they are together, can do. They can find someone in the upside down. They can truly uncover everything that's needs to be uncovered to find someone they love. And I think this show tries to convey that no matter if you're bullied or not, you truly can accomplish amazing and miraculous things. And I mean, it kind of how people who have been bullied find each other, and they are able to grow within themselves with each other. And I think that truly is amazing, and what the show kind of like says. I mean, you can do anything if you believe in yourself and if you have the right people around you. And I think this show does a good job in portraying that, because it kind of uses all the misfits in this show as the underdogs, and they truly are amazing. So I think that's great work right there. So I think it does bring up the social issue of bullying, in my opinion. So, because it is, bullying's been around forever. There has not been an era or decade where there is no bullying. So that's one thing that I thought it did, and I thought it did a great way of showing how no matter if you are the underdog and you are bullied, you still are worth something. You still are a great, fantastic person that can accomplish amazing things. Okay, so, and those were the finishing. Oh, no, sorry. I have one more, but that was the finish of the quintessential questions, I believe. Let's take a look. Yeah, because okay, yeah. But the next one is relating Stranger Things to another text. So, this one may also be kind of in the left field, but I went with Teen Wolf. This is a show that was made, I think in 2014, 2013, around when I started freshman year, I think. It really, Teen Wolf, in my opinion, uses the traditional Gothic ideas of location. It represents the characters as Gothic, the American Gothic idea of a town that is not what it first appears to be. It holds so much more, just like Hawkins. Like, it appears to be normal, but there's so much more underneath the surface. And in a Gothic tech as we know it, that means everything. You know, don't judge a book by its cover, because everything means something in Gothic. And I related it to Teen Wolf because, you know, you have these underdogs again. You know, you have Styles, and you have, you have the alpha, but you have this underdog at first that kind of is a loser, you know, and you see him start to thrive throughout every season when he starts to grow stronger and he starts to figure out what he's doing with his life, and he figures out how to help people, figures out what to do in situations of badness. And I think that truly is wonderful. And I whenever I watch this show, I just thought of Teen Wolf. And I don't know, I absolutely loved it. And yeah, that's about it. So I hope you enjoyed my arguing of Stranger Things as a Gothic, and I hope you do relate to those who do watch Teen Wolf, kind of sees the parallel lines between Stranger Things and Teen Wolf. You know, the misfits, the town, the whole underdog thing, it kind of just clicks together, and there's always that one person that kind of comes up and you're like, oh my god. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. This is me and Rocky signing out for today. We'll see you next quarter, probably, because, you know, that's it. So once again, sorry for my sickness, and bye-bye.